Yo, it's your boy Mike K. Smith. Make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe. Back with another fire video. Also, follow me on AKIS NBA and all the platforms on social media, talking NBA, talking WNBA. And we back with another fire stream. You know how I'm coming, y'all. I told you I'm trying to do streams every day. I'm trying to be more consistent. Life is hard right now. It's been a hard year. Chat, it's been a hard year. But for all my truth tellers, make sure y'all hop in the comments. Make sure y'all engage, and let's lock in. And for my on social media, for it's like AKIS NBA on social media, I have a saying: "True tellers." It's a wizard emoji. People call me the wizard because of my. It's like my takes be from out of this world, and like people be like, "How did you predict that? Or how did you know that?" So yeah, that's why if I call you a truth teller, that means you would love to have honest conversations about the game of basketball, no matter what, and no matter if it makes people uncomfortable, because sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. But luckily, that's what I'm here for. And luckily, if you want to be a part of the truth teller gang and the wizards out there, you'll be a part of that. But we're back in it, and Adam Silver and Caitlin Clark had a moment, and they shared a moment at the Indiana Pacers game, and Indiana was playing, and Tyrese Halliburton was dominating, and Caitlin Clark was sitting courtside with I think her boyfriend or fiance, I'm not too sure, but Tyrese had his best game of the regular season. Tyrese has been very, very bad this year. He hasn't played like he played last year, but that also can be due to Benedict Mathurin returning and being healthy, and he doesn't have a high usage rating as he did from last year and not having the ball in his hands all the time. So that could be one of the reasons why Tyrese is not playing the same way that he played last year. But other than that, he had his best game of the regular season. And Caitlin Clark was also in attendance. And not only Caitlin Clark was in attendance, you had the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, in attendance watching Tyrese Halliburton go off, which was great to see because, once again, he's one of the young faces of this league. But also, he had a moment with Caitlin Clark, who it seems like when we talk about basketball in general, and I've been when I stream, I've said this several times in past streams. But when we talk about Caitlin Clark, we are talking about the face of basketball. We are talking about the face of hoops. Caitlin Clark, right now in 2024, is the most popular basketball player in the world. I'm going to say that again. When we talk about basketball, we're talking about the face of hoops. Caitlin Clark is the most popular basketball player in the world. And it seems like everybody knows that outside of the WNBA. Because even Adam Silver had to come out and basically acknowledge Caitlin Clark. And he had a conversation where he was asked about Caitlin Clark, and he mentioned how Caitlin Clark has helped basketball flourish. And he didn't say just the women's game. He said she has helped basketball flourish, meaning from a global landscape, from playing in America, what she's doing for the game of basketball goes beyond just her gender. And it's not just a WNBA perspective, but she's influenced the game as a whole. These are Adam Silver's words. She's helped the game of basketball flourish, thrive, be more successful, highlighting women's basketball, but highlighting the game of basketball around the world as well. And that's why when we talk about Caitlin Clark, she has truly set the world on fire with her basketball ability, and not just her community. And we talk about community, we talk about where she came from, where she's from, and this and that. But she's really have has done the game very, very well. And the game of basketball is going to benefit from Caitlin Clark outside of just the WNBA realm, but entirely when we talk about a global landscape and we talk about how people outside of America, when they talk about basketball, they talk about LeBron James. When they talk about basketball, they talk about Stephen Curry. They talk about Kevin Durant. They talk about the legends, the iconic figures. But they're also going to be talking and mentioning about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark right now is the most popular basketball player on the face of the planet. Caitlin Clark is the face of hoops right now, not just from the women's side, when we talk about entirely. And Adam Silver understands that. That's why he says she's helped basketball flourish. Outside of LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant, it's not a more popular basketball player in the world. It's not a more known basketball player in the world outside of Caitlin Clark. And she's everything what the NBA needs and what the NBA is missing. When we talk about the faces of the league, and the league right now, the NBA has the most parity it has seen in a while. When we talk about the future faces of the league, a lot of the best players are European stars. A lot of those players are Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You have those players, but everybody's talking about who's going to be the next face of the league and take that mantle from LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant. Well, it seems like that mantle is going to be taken by Caitlin Clark, because as of right now, there's no homegrown superstar, there's no homegrown player coming into the NBA that has the same type of impact as Caitlin Clark has right now in the game of basketball, in her league, and in the entire world. And this is what the NBA is missing. And this is what the NBA is hoping to have somebody to come in and have that same type of flair and that same type of star power, because as great as the globalizing the game, and as great as the global players, the international players are, and how they've helped the game, reach global status, and Nikola Jokic, SGA, Joel Embiid, that's all great. But America and the NBA is used to having the face of the league be American star. Think Magic Johnson, think Larry Bird, think Michael Jordan, think Kobe Bryant, think LeBron James, think Stephen Curry, think Kevin Durant. She's everything what the NBA wish they had and what the NBA is missing. And Adam Silver recognizes that. And that's why he came out and said that she has helped basketball flourish. And don't be surprised if Adam Silver uses her popularity not just for the WNBA game, but for the NBA game as well. Don't be surprised when we hear Caitlin Clark probably participating in the All-Star game weekend this upcoming season. Don't be surprised when we hear fresh new ideas, because Adam Silver is a thinker. He's an innovator. Don't be surprised when the NBA starts to, have events and have WNBA and the NBA players coexist in some type of fashion, because she is a star. She is box office. And once again, Adam Silver thinks about that money, and she's everything that the NBA is missing right now and wish that they had. And hopefully, maybe it's Cooper Flagg. I don't know. I don't think Cooper Flagg has that appeal. He has that type of stardom, but I don't know if he's going to be that same type of player entering the NBA. He may not be the best prospect in this upcoming draft, even though he's deemed to be the number one overall pick. But he has a similar buzz to him the way Caitlin Clark has. But I don't know if he's going to have that similar play style on the basketball court that's going to be dominant, that's going to allow people to be captivated by his game the same way that we had LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. I don't know if he has that makeup. And maybe we just don't have that player yet in the league, or maybe we just don't have that player that's marketable for the NBA to be the face of the league due to a variety of reasons outside of LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant when we talk about the American side. But that's all I want to get on, chat. That's me being a truth teller. Once again, if you're a truth teller, comment in the chat. Wizard Gang all day long. Caitlin Clark is phenomenal, and it just goes to show you. Let me show you the picture for you guys, for the ones that haven't seen it. So this is the picture of Caitlin Clark, her boyfriend or fiance, I do not know. But this is what Adam Silver shared when he was at the Indiana Fever game, watching the Indiana Pacers, and Tyrese Halliburton. Also, Caitlin Clark was there supporting the Indiana Pacers, as well as, the community of Indiana. And this is the picture. And then you got people reacting. CC face of basketball, just like I said, like she's the face of hoops. Yeah, like I said, Yeah, CC, I'm missing seeing Caitlin play. Can't wait for next season. A reaction read. CC versus Curry in a 3-point contest with Feed Families. Mr. Sutter, please, we're begging at this point to ban a fan. And this is what I just said. It seems like some of these people that are mentioning these in these comments and things of that nature, it seems like a lot of people are on the same page. When you have a dynamic player, like a dynamic homegrown American star that went to college, that is dominating the WNBA and has a strong fan base prior to them even entering their respective league, when you have that type of stardom, you have that type of game to match that stardom, the NBA is going to figure out ways to incorporate that, especially until they find their next face of the league that's going to be American born star. And I'm not sitting up saying that Nicole Jokic, Joel Embiid, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm not saying that Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm not saying that those players can't be the faces of the league, because you can have multiple faces of the league, and that's what the NBA is kind of doing right now because the parity in the league is so strong. But the NBA is always looking for a representative. The NBA is always looking for that global figure, that iconic figure that's going to take the game to levels outside of basketball, that's going to be synonymous with the NBA. When you think of the faces of the league, you think of all those players I mentioned before to help carry the game to a different level. And as well, it's like that's what the NBA has always been about. That's what the NBA has always kind of had a success on. Who's the next player to take this mantle, to take the league over, to be the shining knight for the league? We've seen it throughout the history of the NBA, and history tends to repeats itself. And maybe we just don't have that star. And even Victor Wembanyama, as great as Victor Wembanyama is, he is dynamic. He is potentially his potential is to become a top 10 basketball player of all time. And he was deemed the biggest prospect since LeBron James. But watching Victor Wembanyama and seeing the hype around Victor Wembanyama this year in comparison to last year, it's a little bit different. When we saw the hype around LeBron James and Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant and Kobe Bryant, especially when they were in their pinnacle, their peaks, but also in their younger years as well, before they entered their latter years, they were still like constantly talked about for us, like in the media, on television networks and things of that nature. Is when you look at ESPN, you look at Fox, and this is also because Fox talks about the same players and ESPN talks about the same players and things of that nature. So this is also another reason. But it also comes into the play when we talk about the faces of the league, though, because if you're constantly networking, you're still talking about LeBron, you're still talking about Stephen Curry, you're still talking about Kevin Durant and everything that they do. This is a problem because you have a talent like a Victor Wembanyama, you have a talent like a Nicole Jokic, like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they're just not moving the needle the same way that these iconic figures are moving the needle for us, the conversation. So, and that's also part of being the face of the league, meaning that you are the face of the league. You have everybody that has their eyes on you. You have such popularity. You have this draw, this aura that when people think of the NBA, they think of LeBron James. If you ask anybody in the world right now, who do you think of when you think of the NBA? They're gonna say LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. Older individuals may say Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. But if you see in this pattern that I'm talking about, like that's always been the NBA. And then we're talking about now, we're watching Caitlin Clark, who is a transcending star. And every 20 years, I've said this in past streams, every 20 years we see a transcending individual enter leagues and become dynamic, become this godlike being in their sport. We've seen it with Serena Williams in tennis, Tiger Woods in golf, Michael Jordan in basketball, Magic Johnson in basketball, Larry Bird in basketball, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Caitlin Clark. Right now, in the women's side, this is what we're seeing. She's a transcending star. She's a transcending figure. Anytime a commissioner, Adam Silver, can come out and say she's helped the game of basketball flourish, not just the women's side, that just shows you how impactful she already is and she's coming off her rookie season. Everybody sees the potential. Her potential, when you have a dynamic figure whose potential is baby GOAT status, that's Caitlin Clark's potential to become potentially the GOAT for the WNBA. That is her potential. When you have that, that was LeBron James coming out. Like, his potential was top 5 basketball player of all time or bust. Like, it's different levels when we have these conversations and we talk about faces of the league and we talk about what the NBA and what the WNBA wants for their product. Well, I can't really speak for the WNBA. What the NBA wants for their product. They love that face of the league. They love having a player that comes out and that's going to rise to the ranks and also go out and have this type of popularity, expectations, and then go out and do it. Because in history shows that it's happened for all these stars, all these legends. And it's going to happen for Caitlin Clark. And she's everything that the NBA needs and is missing right now. So if you're Adam Silver, you're going to highlight Caitlin Clark as your first picture on Instagram. You're going to talk about how she has helped the game flourish and thrive and taken the game to new groundbreaking levels. Because until you have that next American homegrown superstar, potential transcending figure in the NBA or coming to the NBA, and I feel like we don't have it yet. Victor Wembanyama, from a game standpoint, he is a transcending talent, but he's not an American-born superstar. We don't have it yet outside of LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant. It's going to come, but as of right now, we just don't have it. So if you're Adam Silver, you're going to do everything in your power to incorporate Caitlin Clark, to mention Caitlin Clark, to big up Caitlin Clark, and also to have Caitlin Clark be incorporated with NBA events, because right now she's the most popular player in basketball. She is the face of hoops in basketball outside of LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant. The most popular player in basketball, probably outside of those three. And even if you're talking about merchandise sales, she was top in her industry for the WNBA. But if you look at the top 10 list of who is drawing the most money, drawing the most like jersey sales, Caitlin Clark's up there with LeBron James. But it's your boy, Mike Smith. Make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on AKIS NBA on all the social media platforms, man. I appreciate y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate that as well. Also remember, God is good. And I love y'all. I'm out, man. Peace.